DJ Lagway commits, baby. I mean, the Florida Twitter sphere has been exploded.
How about them Gators?
I mean, as we should be, okay? I'm fired up about it. I really am. It's huge. So and look, I want to talk about this, and you can talk about it too, Steve. A lot of people are, you got some of the old Bull Gators are like, it's 2024, who cares? The haters are saying it's 2024, who cares? I understand where you're coming from. He hasn't signed any piece of paper yet. He can flip. Here's my answer to that. He's already recruiting for Florida Gators. And from what I've known from this year, I mean, we saw the guys that were bought in that have been recruiting for Florida haven't budged. And I don't expect him to budge, okay? He's building something. He wants to build something special. That's number one, okay? Number two is what it does is it sets a tone for 2023 because now kids that may have been on the fence for this year, they go, okay, yeah, Billy's for real. They're about it, and I want to be about it, okay? Even if it might take a year or two to get it going, they want to be a part of that process and a part of that greatness. So that's what that does for Florida. And when you can set a quarterback this early for a class, it sets the tone to build everything else around it. Ohio State has the number one player in the country with a perfect score. They have their quarterback. He's the number one. Number two is the wide receiver. He's also going to Ohio State. So that's what that does. Look when Arch went to Texas this year, the domino effect that happened. How do you think it's going to affect the portal as well, too? They go, look, these guys are about it, especially the young guys, young running backs that have 3 to 4 years of eligibility left, young guys on the D-line, young guys on the O-line that have 3 to 4 years of eligibility left. It's going to be more enticing to come play for Florida than may have been before this.
Sure.
That's how I feel. Steve, what are your thoughts? You can obviously be a little bit more pessimistic on the side of things as FSU fan because I've given you flack when you guys landed 2024. Like, it doesn't matter. But now I feel like
you gave me flack about it in the summer.
Like, yeah, it's closer. Now we're getting back into that realm of like, well, now it's about that time to start talking about it. It's closer than we think. It really is. It seems far away, but we've talked about 2023, this class, since February.
Right.
And we're signing day is now coming up.
Well, you've got any time that you've got a guy of that caliber at the quarterback position, that typically becomes your best recruiter. Now, look, Billy's had a bunch of great recruiters committed to the team for almost all summer. Some of these guys have been probably better recruiters than maybe some of your assistant coaches. Some of these guys coming into this class. But look, when you get that marquee quarterback, it changes the players around him. It changes who wants to play there. It gives Florida, especially right now with a lot of uncertainty at the quarterback position, especially for next year, it gives them the ability to lock down the quarterback position for the future. That just gives Billy more leeway to focus on other things. Keep in mind, I mean, if he doesn't make the commitment today, right, and he takes his commitment all the way through, next year, that means Billy's got to chase him the entire time. That's time, it's energy, that's effort, and it doesn't give you that traction. Like when Jameis committed to Florida State, Jameis turned around and started recruiting for Florida State. It was huge for us. It made a huge impact on getting, like you said, running backs. Not only that, but you've got the portal happening right now. If you've got a junior or a sophomore wide receiver out there looking for a new home, they know who their quarterback is going to be for them to finish their college career if they come to Florida. Like, it just sets up very well. You've got obviously the talent there. You've got the excitement from the current class. You've now started to build excitement for the next class. I would love to tell you that it doesn't matter. I would love to tell you that it has no impact on anything, but I would be remiss to say so. And look, that also now sets the stage for you've got an interesting next year coming up, where the portal is obviously going to be a huge part of what you guys do in order to kind of bridge the gap between where we are now and when he comes in 2024. But that's a perfect fit, and we'll go into it a little bit here for some of these portal quarterbacks that only have maybe 1 year of eligibility left. That's the bridge you need, the Band-Aid that you need to get yourself to the promised land. If you can get a junior quarterback that has a good amount of starting experience, which we can talk about it again here in a bit, there's plenty of it. I mean, that gives you 1 year to bridge this awkwardness that you've got going into next year. Yep. It gives him, the new guy coming in, that 1 year to maybe sit and learn the system and see kind of how the football being played, get him a little bit of experience while that senior guy finishes his thing out, and now you've got a 3-4 year guy to come in with experience, potentially even take over halfway through his freshman year without throwing him into the fire, without putting him in there too early and kind of throwing his psyche around. This could really set up well timing-wise for Florida. I know it doesn't feel that way if you look at the current quarterback room and what you guys have to kind of address for next year, but that handoff with what the portal can do for you may be exactly what you guys need.
And as we watch this highlights here on the side, that's a great point of the timing of everything. Again, with 2024, it seems far away, but it really isn't, because once February, the last signing day for 2023 happens, we immediately are going to turn on the burners for 2024. Immediately. It happens right away. Now, we'll talk about some of these guys that we're hoping to that are going to be coming in. We'll talk about the guys that are going to be early enrolling. They'll be part of the conversation. But February, March, and all that time is going to be conversation leading into the summer, talking about 2024. And this is how it starts, is right here by landing somebody like a DJ Lagway, which I'm beyond excited about. His highlights are incredible. The guy is just, his composure in the pocket, his ability to move. He's obviously a dual threat quarterback. I'm pumped to see it. Look at it right here. Just whoop, whoop.
Oof.
Ability to make plays. And this is something, too, where we're going to talk about the Heisman. Look, Caleb Williams is making a statement. CJ Stroud's making a statement. These guys that can continue to play with their legs and keep a play alive, it keeps you at all. It's like watching Patrick Mahomes. We talked about it last night with Tim. It's those guys just make your jaw drop because they look so composed back there, make you so comfortable, and you allow these things to open up. And we know the wide receiver class that's coming in. I'm excited to see it, and I expect it to only get even better with this commitment here. And look, we saw Rashada. Rashada's going to be a freshman next year. Does he start right away? I don't know. I would look, unless he can come in and be a dog. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. So
seems a little premature, right? It feels like it could be more detrimental than beneficial.
Sure.
To bring a kid directly from high school and put him in there. I mean, you don't see it very often. It does happen, but you don't see it very often, and probably for good reason. The game moves very, very fast in that transition from high school to college.